Welcome back to the Nth Dimensional Show. We just received some breaking news here that the Guristas have successfully stolen loads of information from the Jita 44 Trade Hub and are now spreading that information across New Eden in the form of mysterious capsules. What does this mean for Capsuleers? Well, it means the hunt is on. Let's find out some more details. My name is Nth Dimensional, your source for all breaking news in New Eden, and today we are going to be talking about the newest event in New Eden, The Hunt, YC124, that's this year. We're going to be going over a few things in this video. It is going to be more of a first look overview of the event. There will be another video with more deep dive, but we're going to be going over the event in general, what you can expect to see, the hunting of the pods, which is kind of the special sauce for this event, and then also a little bit of a talk on the different sites and what you might see in those. And of course, if you do get value out of this video, make sure that you hit that like, comment, subscribe, and with that out of the way, let's dive right into the main event. So to start off, the event is live now, so get yourself into New Eden and start doing these immediately. And it stays live until April 19th. That gives us a few weeks to enjoy what's there. And then after that, we have just a few more weeks until FanFest, where who knows what could happen there. I know I'm excited. I hope you are as well. This event does feature kind of this pod hunting little mechanic where they've sent out a bunch of these mysterious capsules, and it's our job as Capsuleers to go descan them or combat scan them if that's your preference, and blow them up, get all the information, get the keys out of those capsules, and then take them to do other sites in the event. We'll be talking about a little bit more specifics of the pods in a later section, so just hold on to your horses. After that, we do have our daily rewards. It looks like we're going to be getting about 120,000 skill points for the full completion of the track for Alpha and Omega. There's also going to be a smattering of boosters. These are going to be combat-focused boosters. Again, we'll talk about what those specifically are in a little bit. There is also a little bit of skins to give you. These are going to be the Hunter's Quiver. Personally, this is one of my favorite skin sets. I really like how clean it looks and the colors that pop. So I'm definitely going to be going out there for a lot of these skins. And moving right along, we have the Event Tracker. So the event tracker is going to be very similar to the daily tracker in which you can get as rewards. It's just the way that you acquire them is slightly different. You have the option of doing pretty much anything you can in the event. Hunting for pods, doing the data sites, or doing the combat sites will all get you points towards this tracker. And you can, of course, get some skins, some boosters, and just some fun things like that. A little fireworks crate later in the end. Nothing too fancy here, nothing that you really need to not miss out on, but it's okay. It's all right. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the loot that you can expect from this event. So most basically, you can get some Overseer's effects, those big hefty 10M3 items that are a little bit of money here and there that you can sell to the NPCs. And then all of the other kind of big ticket items that you're looking for is going to be the Guristas flavored modules and blueprints and whatnot. And what I mean by this is that it's generally going to have a drone and or missile focus. So speaking of that, you can get the Gecko blueprint copy. The Geckos are great heavy drones that you can use in wormholes a lot or various other applications, just really good drones. You can also get the C3 ballistic control units. This is the special low slot weapon upgrade for both missiles and drone damage. It's the only weapon upgrade that actually affects two different weapon systems, which is really cool. It's really good for those, you know, the Gilas that really love those abyssals and whatnot. You also have the Vladimir drone implants. These are just good for drone skilling. They're nice implants. They're generally fairly expensive, so if you do happen to find one of these yourself, you might have a lucky day. Speaking of more implants, there is the Hydra Pirate implant set, the Guristas implant set. These bad boys are great. So again, they do affect the drone combat ability as well as the missile combat application. Very good stuff, very expensive again, because a lot of these things are going to be very useful for those Gila abyssal runners. So anything that you can get in this event, I feel like it's going to be pretty lucrative to sell on the market or use yourself if that's your fancy. And then lastly, we are expecting to see some boosters in the event. And so every event pretty much at this point has a nice set of boosters, combat boosters that you can get that kind of change the flavor of the game if you choose to use them for a month or two. And in this case, we do have the Guristas flavored boosters for the most part. You can see a nice little table here. Some notable things is that you can get a drone damage booster. So normally things like Pyrolancia don't actually affect drone damage, but with this particular booster, you can do that. So I think that's pretty awesome and neat. Definitely, I'm going to be using some drones for the next month or two. And then other than that, you can see that shields are going to be more favored here just because the Guristas like shields. And then there is also the kind of exploration boosters. You get a really nice probing booster, which gives you scan strength, deviation, and time in the version of 3, 6, 9, and 12%, which... that's quite good if you are a new explorer and can be very helpful. I do recommend checking that out. And there's just another also smattering of them. Check them out. I think they're going to be pretty good. They kind of switched up the boosters now. They changed them up a little bit. So now there are 4 different versions, which is more in line with the agency boosters. I think that's a good play there. And then it's also a little bit more standardized than it was in the past, where you see basically all of them have this 3, 6, 9, 12% pattern, except for 2 of them, specifically the drone damage and the resistance buff, get this 2, 4, 6, 8 pattern instead. So anyways, let's move on. Hello everybody, welcome to the editor's den. So there is also a very important detail that I forgot to record, and that is that pods are dropping 50% of their implants. So kill all the pods that you can. Lots of PvP, lots of fun stuff there, and you could get some juicy implants for you to sell or use. So kill, kill, kill. And back to our regularly scheduled show. Ooh-wee. That was a lot. So, did you guys know that I'm an Eve partner? And did you know that means that I can give out some sweet Eve skins? So I have a collection of Scope Syndication skins, and we are going to be giving away some of them in this video. All you got to do is go down below and answer the comment question of the day, which is, what part of the event are you most interested in? And why, maybe, if you want to answer. It's up to you. Anyways, also like, comment, subscribe. I know you're getting value out of this video if you've made it this far. Thank you so much. Let's move on to hunting the pods. I do actually already have a video about hunting the pods and using D-Scan. It will be linked down in the description. I highly recommend you check that out. It's all still up-to-date information, so that's good to go. But what we are seeing here is that there are colorful pods hanging around all areas of space. This includes high sec, low sec, null sec, wormhole space, and Pochvin space. Literally, they mean every area of space. I'm so happy that Pochvin and wormholes get love this time around. They are able to be descanned. They are always on celestials, I believe always on planets and moons, so you're not going to find them at things like ESSs or suns, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, keep an eye out for them anywhere and everywhere. And there are also even a special, more rare version, a golden mysterious capsule. And if you find that, you can get loads of goodies. I don't know exactly what is all in them. I just haven't had the experience yet. But keep an eye out. I've heard that they're very good, even including up to 7 site keys, which is pretty dang awesome. And one last thing about the pods is that there is a specific overview option for them. So go into your overview settings and make sure that you can see irregular capsules on your D-Scan and overview. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard hunting these. And I don't think it's on by default. So make sure you check it out. So now that you've hopped in, you've gotten some keys, what are you to do? Well, the sites. So again, I am going to be having a whole another video going into detail about each of the sites and things that you can do to complete them well, I guess. So keep an eye out for that. It should be out in a few days, but what we're going to do here is just cover the basics, the overviews, which should get you a good start to figure it out yourself, which is always nice too. The sites are in everywhere, every area of space, and especially, or rather the best sites are in Caldari Lowsec and Venal. So these are going to be specifically the Guristas areas of non-high sec. There are combat anomalies called Gurista Hunt Huntmaster, depending on the difficulty, Outpost. And in these, you can bring a T1, a T2, or a pirate frigate or destroyer. This means no T3Ds, no Hecates, no jackdaws, but you can bring command destroyers. You can bring worms. You can bring Asteros if you wanted to the combat. And you can also bring friends. A caveat with the friends, though, is that there is a second room, basically the boss room, and everyone that activates that gate needs a key to use it, and you don't get any extra rewards. So if you're doing this in a group, it's probably best to just go into the front room, do all that as a group, and then send in one boss killer to go do that final room. That way you're not wasting a bunch of keys. And the waves are basically just a bunch of small ships with frigates, destroyers, and sometimes cruisers, sometimes like blackbirds or caracals. It's not actually too difficult, but it is fun, and you do get to use these smaller ships, which is more my style, so I'm definitely a big fan of it. On to the data sites. So the data sites are again called the Hunt or Huntmaster data relays. They are level 3 signatures everywhere in space, including wormholes, which sometimes it's different, but this time it's the same. And in these, they're pretty simple. They're pretty standard. They are data sites. You go in to the first room, you hack the cans, you get the loot. You can go into the second room if you use a key. Sometimes you can get a key from the first room, I've heard, but it's also buyer beware, I guess, or good luck doing that. If that's your plan, I would just hunt some pods and get a stack of keys before you go in. And then in the second room, there is better loot. So make sure that you do try and get into that second room and loot all of those. After that, there are actually two kind of more specialty sites. So the first one we'll talk about is the Guristas Capital Forges. These are capital sites. There is a Cayman hiding away in the low sec and null sec areas of Gurista's home. The anomaly is easily seen on your probe scanner, but it is an ungated anomaly, so there's no any safety. Anyone can come in. There's no required keys. Be ready. It should be a real bed of action, especially if you live in these low sec areas. Lots of PvP opportunities, or possibly very lucrative opportunities. I am going to try and do one of these with some corp mates, and I will try and post that video up as well if we manage to do it successfully or not. I think it's going to be pretty good content, so keep an eye out for that one. And then lastly, there is a hidden special landmark site, the Viper's Pit, pray tell. It is in Null. They haven't released a lot of information about it. If you watch the latest scope video, it seems like it's some kind of construction plant. I have the feeling that there's going to be combat in it, and you do need probe scans to get to it. So keep an eye out for that. Again, I'll probably be looking for that on the Twitch channel. I'll also be streaming on YouTube as well. So just keep your eyes open if you're interested in me trying to find that site, or you can try and find it yourself. Good luck to all of us, and hopefully we can find out what's in that site. All right, so you've made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Nth Dimensional Show, where we went over the Guristas Hunt overview. And do keep an eye out for later videos. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys, next time. Ciao.